It's time for another installment of Off Top. Let's get it. All right, Monica. So, before most of your professional acting career started, you spent time blazing the lanes on the track as a runner at Tennessee State University. All right. If
Right.
you know, you know. This facts makes her forever a Tiger Belle. If you
That's
know,
right. That's what Coach Temple said. He
if you
said
know,
that.
you know.
That's
So
right.
we gonna call this one the TSU Tigerbelle edition of Off Top. All right.
Awesome.
Here's how
Awesome.
this goes. I call out the name of a person, place, or thing, and in 30 seconds or less, you tell us the first thing that comes to mind. Off top.
Okay.
Got it?
Got
Easy
it.
as that. All right, you ready? Here,
Yes, I
here we
think.
go. Current TSU women's track and field head coach and Olympic medal
Chandra
winning Tiger
Cheeseborough. Look.
Belle, Chandra Cheeseborough.
Cheeseborough.
Off top.
Off top, senior high school, Whites Creek. That's where I met her.
Hmm.
That's all I can say. The badass runner, man. I swear, boy. And I came in when she left.
Yeah. So you was a freshman, she was a senior?
She was she was gone when I came in. Like she left that year.
Oh, okay, okay.
Like,
Yeah.
I think she graduated that year, and I was there as a freshman.
So it's a
But I got
man.
to see her run. I
Yeah.
did get to see her run because it was the Tiger Bell relays, and I had been attending the Tiger Bell relays since seventh grade through my 12th grade year,
Hmm.
and I was one of the top 400-meter runners. We ran I was the third or the last leg, depend on the 200-meter runner, but I was always either the third or the fourth leg runner of the 4 by
The
four
four
hundred
by
meter
four. Man,
relay.
I know you was you breaking, I don't even want to go there because it was
I was
hard.
undefeated in the 400 in the
It was
seventh and eighth grade.
That's awesome. It was hard for me to break 400 under 60 seconds. That was tough for me.
Probably the fastest that I was able to run it in was uh, I think 54, 53,
Hmm.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was real shy and bashful about running the 400 and competing with other runners, not aware that I was just as fast as they were. We were all just kind of crossing the finish line like close together.
Yeah.
So I might come in eighth place or sixth place, and I would be pissed because I was used to coming in the first
First and
place.
second. Yeah. That's
When I
a
got to when I got to college, it was more competitive.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Man, we could keep going on and on. I went to Tennessee State University too. I ran track in high school too. I ran hurdles in high school. When I got to TSU, I was like, yeah, no, I don't know if I want. I don't know if I
Yeah,
want that. I was really good. I came in first a lot. In hurdles. But college run is a whole nother level. Especially at TSU. Anyway, let's go on. All right, off top. That was TSU current TSU head coach, women's track and field coach, and Olympic medal winning Tiger Belle Chandra Cheeseborough. All right,
hmm
off top. Fellow TSU Tiger and film director Howard Bell.
um, wait a minute, hang on. Keyed,
Mm-hmm.
the movie. That was an all black cast and crew. That was the whole idea of what he wanted to put in place.
Mm-hmm.
I showed up I was called upon by William Jenkins to meet at this place
It's crazy because I know
to
William
call the
Jenkins too.
weekend.
I know William Jenkins too.
The Weekend.
Hmm.
Is that the name of that bar
The Weekend,
on
yeah.
Church Street? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not there anymore, but yeah, that's what it used to be.
I showed up and there were other people there. And there were two people sitting at the bar. I didn't recognize Howard Bell until he came over and introduced himself. So when he introduced himself to everyone who came to be a cast member, um, William wanted us to stand up and introduce ourselves once he pointed to us. You know how you feel at the corner of your eye someone looking at you?
Hmm.
I looked over at the bar and Howard Bell and I forgot who else was with him were like this. And then they would turn off. If I looked over there, it's
Hmm.
like, so anyway, William pointed to me and I got up and said my name and where I was from. And he grabbed me. He said, Monica, don't leave. They picked you when you walked through the door. Come in and sit down. I was like, what?
Hmm.
That was my first movie.
Okay,
And I
and
cannot thank him enough for that.
just walked through the door and got chosen right away. You thought, when he's looking at you, you didn't know why, but he already imagining you playing the role already.
That's it.
He's seeing it play out already.
And don't you know he still comments on some of the things that I posted what I'm doing. I
Yeah,
appreciate that too.
that's awesome. Shout out to Howard Bell and William Jenkins, two
Yes.
two fellow TSU Tigers as well. All right, this
Mm-hmm.
is the TSU Tiger Bell edition of Off Top, and that was fellow TSU Tiger and film director Howard Bell. All right, off top,
Yes.
the Gentry, aptly known as the Gentry Center.
What's that singer? There was a concert there during my freshman year. Regina Bell? No, not Regina Bell. God, Melissa Morgan.
Hmm.
She had on that. She had that 80s hairstyle and that red dress.
Hmm.
She did a concert there in Gentry Center. Oh my God, it was awesome. I think that was my freshman or sophomore year.
I was going to ask you what year were you in?
That was 85, 85, 86.
Yeah.
It was freaking awesome.
Yeah, man. Concerts in the Gentry Center are amazing. Going to TSU. So, for those of you who don't know, the Gentry Center is the main auditorium gymnasium where the basketball team plays, where they have indoor track meets. Is where a lot of
Yes.
activity happens on the campus. And I spent time in the Gentry Center too. I went to a couple concerts in there. I remember when I think I was a sophomore, and it was like Wu Tang and Redman and
Man, I'm sorry I
Apache
missed
and
that.
Onyx. And oh my God, that was
Woo!
a fun concert, man. Me and my boys, we locked arms. We locked arms like this, front and back, and made a little train,
Yes.
and we just started going through everybody and went all the way to the front, all the way to the front.
All the way
Like
to the
if you
front,
knock
right?
any of us down, you're gonna have to knock all of us down. There's about 12 of us. Made a whole train, went all the way to the front, and so like the gate was
Awesome.
right here, and the stage is right up there, and I mean, it was a great time, man. It was a great time.
This was
We got a contact high and everything.
yeah, I bet my brothers wouldn't let me go to whose concert when Prince first came to
Hmm.
Nashville and he at Municipal Auditorium and he opened up for Rick James.
Hmm.
I wanted to go to that concert because I was such a huge Prince fan, and my brother said no because there's gonna be some weed smoking in
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot. There's gonna be a
there.
lot. Yeah, they was in the gent, and I ain't talking about the students and the fans, but we could clearly see we was at the front. We saw Method and Redman lighting right there. Raekwon the chef light right there, lighting, and he was
Yeah,
like, "Oh, they right there."
I bet.
Yeah, man, that was a fun concert. All right, that was the Gentry Center, also known
Yes.
as the Gentry. All right, off top, TSU Tiger Bell number one, Wilma Rudolph.
My idol. My idol. A lot of people know that I think she was the next to the, she was the ninth to the 10th or the 10th to the 11th youngest child born into that family.
Mm-hmm.
She had every childhood illness that you could possibly get before there were immunizations.
Mm-hmm.
She lived in Clarksville. I used to read about her all the time. I had no idea that I would be meeting this woman,
Wow.
that I would be running her same race, the 400 and the 4x400 meter relay. Had no idea that that would happen for me. I was reading about her in the encyclopedia before I could even read.
Wow. You
Okay?
in elementary and middle school reading. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And end up
And it
meeting this
was,
woman.
yes, because we had encyclopedias at home, and I used to pull that book out and just look at her and read about her all the time. But it wasn't until later in life, went back to college, and I there was a had to do a paper on psychological behaviors
Mm-hmm.
and how and compare that to someone who did not get treated well and versus someone who was treated well. Wilma had the measles, the mumps, rubella,
Chickenpox, all of it.
diphtheria. She had chickenpox, smallpox. She had it
Polio.
all. Polio. Polio was the one
Mm-hmm.
that crippled her,
Mm-hmm.
right? But she had a very loving family. They lived in a small house in Clarksville. They ate, of course, fresh food. There was a doctor that was helping her in helping the family from a Harry
Mm-hmm.
on what things to do to treat for that. Then when it was all said and done, um, Wilma would wake up in the middle of the night, and her brothers, her sisters, her mom, her dad would be rubbing her legs.
Mm-hmm.
When you rub your skin, it brings the red blood cells up to that level, which has oxygen in it, and it's feeding the nerves. I
Man.
really and truly believe with that stimulation that she received, the mentality and everything behind that made her become who she became.
Yeah, yeah. You talking about laying on of hands, man? That's for real. That's some real healing for real. Love
Yes.
and real love, real family commitment to seeing that
Mm-hmm.
young lady. As the youngest. I read stories too. I read about Wilma Rudolph, and I'm glad to hear you tell what you heard and know because it confirms that I remember what I read because I remember hearing
Mm-hmm.
all those things. That's if y'all don't know, if y'all have never watched a documentary or read a story about Wilma Rudolph, if you ever want to be truly inspired about the power of the human mind and the human body, go read about Wilma
That's the one.
Rudolph. Go read about Wilma Rudolph. You will realize that your mind and your spirit is way more powerful than you can imagine if you read about Wilma
She
Rudolph's
would.
story.
They were told she would never walk from the polio. She had the leg braces on,
Yeah,
but guess what? She would go to the basketball court, take those things off, and play
be
basketball
hooping. Yep.
in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Smith, that's my high school coach. Coach Temple
Simple.
went to Clarksville to one of
Watch
her
her, watch her
basketball
play
games
basketball.
and recruited her in
Yep.
to run track.
She was a hooper, y'all. Y'all don't know. Y'all need to go read about Wilma Rudolph. I guarantee you will be inspired. You will be inspired. All right, that was TSU Tigerbelle #1, Wilma Rudolph. All right,
Yes.
off top, football games in the hole, aka Hale Stadium.
Oh my goodness. Frank Pillow. Frank Pillow was a wide receiver, and he and I went to high school together, Bikes Creek. He
Mm-hmm.
graduated, I think, in 82 or 83.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we've been friends. I've been friends with the family. His sister Beverly, she and I, we graduated from high school together. We went to high school together, Weissman from 9th through 12th graduated. And she and I, we still communicate today. Um, but when you mention that, reminds me of Frank Pillow. Um, I cannot think of the name. What is his name? Ed Too Tall
Too
Jones.
Tall Jones,
Yeah.
NFL Hall of Famer.
Um, yes. And the not the refrigerator. I can't get his name now.
Uh, uh, Dent, Richard Dent.
Richard Dent. That's the
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I got to see him. He would come. He would come every year for homecoming
Hmm.
when I was a student at TSU. So it was like super cool
TSU
just
greatness
to
right
see
there.
that. Yeah.
Legends, football
Yes.
legends. Man, football in the whole was amazing. Going to
Yes. I
games.
miss it.
Oh my God.
I miss it.
Y'all
I want
know.
them to build a stadium.
Yeah, like rebuild. Take the whole,
Re-
gut it out,
redo it.
and rebuild it from the ground up. I know we got.
Yeah.
We need money. TSU is is
Yeah.
is grossly underpaid by the state. We all know, like most HBCUs are owed millions of dollars by their state,
Yes.
some by the government. But
Uh huh.
TSU is
You already
definitely in
know.
that bucket, like one of the top, like billions in the billions. Like,
Right.
so that's the reason why our football games are played in Nissan Stadium where the Titans play, as opposed to in the Hole, just because of an arrangement that was made years ago when I was there, when President Hefner was over the university.
That
And
part.
I'm talking about we was pissed. We protested on his lawn and everything. They had to, the police had to
I
come and get us
remember the
out.
protest.
Oh yeah, we was
Yeah.
upset when we heard about that. Like, you taking our team from Hale Stadium to Hole and putting them in
It
a
don't feel
stadium
right.
downtown. Now we got to go find parking and try to get. We can't even see our own classmates play. What's going on? And ever since then, man, TSU football attendance has been, a little down. But
Yeah.
hopefully, we're starting to bring some of it back. Hopefully TSU gets back in prominence. Maybe the stadium might energize and excite, a different type of fan base. We'll see. But that was football games in the whole. All right, off top, world renowned U.S. Olympic coach and creator of the Tiger Bell brand, Ed Temple.
Yes, sir. I think it was 2 weeks after graduating from high school is when I found out I received a track scholarship from Ed Temple.
Wow, that's legendary in and of itself, to have a letter signed by Ed Temple say, "I want you to come run track for me."
He believed in me, and it was a quite an experience. I got to meet Gwen Torrance.
Hmm.
She and we communicate. You know who Gwen Torrance
Hmm.
is,
Hmm.
and she runs a hair salon here in Atlanta, and she and
Yeah,
I have We haven't physically ran into each other yet, but that day is coming.
for sure.
She's good people. Yeah, that definitely um, brings back some great, great memories.
For
Oh my
sure.
God!
Ed
I didn't
Temple.
graduate from TSU, but
Hmm.
just the experience there, it I hold to my heart. My
One.
best friend is we ran track together. She was the fourth leg of the four by 400 meter relay.
Hmm.
Maxine McMillan. She's from Trinidad and Tobago.
Mm.
I think she still holds the record in the 200 in the indoor meet in
Hmm.
San Juan.
I've heard that name, and the reason I've heard that name is because I did a deep dive study, research. I read all of Ed Temple's book. I
Hmm.
learned. I watched documentaries. I really wanted to. This was about, I don't know, 20, 25 years ago when I started doing this.
Yeah.
I really wanted to know about the Tiger Bells, and
Yes.
I did a deep dive, so I knew about a lot of the time, Wyoming Attias, Edith
Yes.
McGuire. True story. Edith McGuire,
Hmm.
who also is an Olympian, also
Hmm.
a medal winning Olympian with Wilma
Hmm.
Rudolph, gold medal winning Olympian.
Hmm.
Um, After college, got married, moved to California. Her and her husband became business owners, and they bought a McDonald's franchise in the Bay Area. I think they own multiple, or used to own multiple. My father at one point was involved in the business as well, and know Edith. Her name now is Edith Duval. That's her husband's last name is
It
Duval,
sure is.
and they
Right.
know Edith Duval, and this they Edith knew me before. I don't know her personally, like I haven't spent a lot of time around her, but she, because she knows my parents, she knew me before I went to TSU. So she was kind of
That
excited about
part.
hearing that somebody from California was going to her school. And I had no idea. I knew she went to TSU, but I had no idea that she was Edith McGuire. So all of these years I'm at
Right.
TSU, I'm learning about the Tigerbelles, I'm learning about, and I'm hearing Edith McGuire. It wasn't until many years later after I graduated that I learned that the Edith Duval that my dad and them knew, that's the Edith McGuire that won gold medals with Wilma Rudolph. Like, what? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
It
Small,
is
small world.
amazing.
And Ed Temple, if you guys don't know, this is why it's such an amazing experience for her to have gotten a letter from Ed Temple saying that he wants her to run track for him. Ed Temple not only created the Tiger Bell brand, but if you look up the history of running, of track and field in the United States, you cannot go through the history of track and field in the United States without running into Ed Temple's name. He was the
That's right.
Olympic track coach, like both men and women, for 2 consecutive Olympics.
Yep.
That
For
don't even
two.
happen. They don't even do that these days. You get one chance at it and you up out of there. No matter how good or bad you do, you probably up out of there. He did it for 2 consecutive
Yep.
Olympics, and I think he
Hmm.
participated in a third Olympic as a track coach.
He did.
That's how amazing Ed Temple was, man. Y'all need to go read up on Ed Temple, man.
And he said, once Tiger Bells, always Tiger Bell. Um, when he passed away, a lot of us Tiger Bells were there as his flower bearer.
Yeah. So
And
like,
it was beautiful. And Wilma Rudolph, of course, she was deceased, but her granddaughter, who
mhm.
looks just like her, came
Oh, that's
to the
amazing.
funeral.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, once a Tiger Bell, always a Tiger Bell. That's a not a fraternity. That's a sorority, so to speak, of a body of women that is an exclusive. It's an exclusive body. It ain't that many
Hmm.
people in it, and those are in it. It's a special group because you in there with some world renowned Olympians. That's crazy. Um,
Right.
that's I'm glad to hear that. All right, last one. That was the world renowned U.S. Olympic coach and creator of the Taco Bell brand, Ed Temple. All right, last one. Off top, the current group of USA female track and field Olympians.
I cannot get her name out. She runs the 400. Sydney.
Sydney McGlock.
Sydney.
I can't say her name
Yes.
either, but we know Sydney. She on first
Yes.
name basis by now. We only got to say her last name, Sydney.
When I see her out there, trust me, I watch track and field. It's when I'm watching it, especially when they run in the 400. I'm out there running it too.
Yeah.
I'm like running that first turn, because I had a unique pattern of how I ran the 400.
hmm
When I would take off good, that first turn, good speed, get down the back stretch, and I would just spread my stride out just wider and
Yeah.
wider. People said, Monica, you look like you just walking them down, and they were trying to get. I was walking them down, and when it comes to that last 110 meters, that was a mental. That race was the 400 was the most to me was the most competitive event
That's
in
what's
track
up.
and field.
hmm
And then because if it was like if you twerk or move the wrong way, it could throw you out. And you better not let your arms get like this. If
hmm
you do, you're losing time. So you have to maintain form the whole
The
race.
whole
Don't
way.
look back and just keep going. And so
It's
because
like a
of
long
my
distance sprint. It's
that's
almost
it.
like a long distance sprint.
And it is a sprint. It's considered a sprint.
hmm
But because of my long stride, there was one guy, I think his name is Derek. I can't remember his name. He was from Detroit. He came to the Tiger Bear relays my freshman year. I said, "What you doing out here?" He said, "I just came down here to see the gazelle run." I said, "Who's the gazelle?"
Now it makes sense.
So that was my nickname, Gazelle.
That's why I said it makes sense, y'all, because her Instagram handle is Gazelle something and a number. I didn't know. I was just
Hmm.
like, now it makes sense. It makes sense why that's your Instagram
He
handle.
said, "Your stride will be so long." He said, "You have the most beautiful stride. You look like a gazelle going down that backstretch." And so we didn't have a lot of video cameras and cell phones and stuff back then, so
Yeah.
I never got a
To
recording of
see
me.
yourself.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
you can only see yourself through the visions and imaginations of other people telling
Hmm.
you or taking a picture of a photograph of you and showing you, look, this is what I see. You know what I mean? Um,
Right.
man, that brings this whole thing full circle. I appreciate you. I appreciate that comment. I appreciate you jumping in the ride with us and taking that journey with us off top. That was an amazing way to end it, an amazing way
Yeah.
for you to answer all those questions. I'm so glad I chose TSU Tiger Bell as the topic of conversation because I can tell that it's something that's near and dear to your heart. I figured it would be. So thank you for being
Thank you.
even interactive. You got up and showed us your stride. That's dope. That's dope. Y'all see why she landing these roles in these parts. But I appreciate you taking that journey with us. This was so much
Thank
fun,
you.
Monica. I really enjoyed this interview.